strategy you use in the body paragraphs can make or break your marks, because this is where all the words are involved, and here is where people make mistakes in task response, organization, vocabulary. So we'll tackle that issue exactly with this sample question and an answer that I'll show you in a few seconds. Let's have a look at this task 2 question. So here it says your local municipality is thinking about 2 different projects for its local residents, an amusement park or a local theater. So you have to pick one and defend it. So you have an amusement park. The park will be open for families, playground, and so on. Local theater will hold several performances on a wide range of topics. Now, let's check a really good answer. This answer right here is going to help you score an 11 without any doubt. Why it's not going to score 12 is because there are a few areas of improvement, but I won't go into that too much today. I plan to do another video on that later or next week, most likely. So please subscribe if you haven't already. What I'll do today, though, is dive deep into the body paragraphs 1 and 2. Really cool things here that I want to point out and some not so cool things. But if you can write like this, I mean, this is all you need for an 11. Let's have a look. First of all, if you want to pause the video and read the intro and conclusion, feel free to do so. They have the opinion as you need them in the intro and conclusion. Let's go in the body paragraphs. And we start with body 1 right away with a very effective connector, mainly, instead of saying firstly or the first reason is, right? The worst thing is you say nothing and just start, right? So it's giving you a good connector here. In much the same way, again, in body 2 is a connector, which is a phrase. So it's different than a one-worded connector, giving you more range. And it's also more unique. The more unique phrases you use, the better. Going back to body 1, have a look here. Mainly an amusement park. So this was the opinion we chose, that it's better than theater. An amusement park provides a more diverse and engaging experience for residents and tourists alike. Alike, very advanced word. I mean, you can just say residents and tourists, but by saying alike, you gain that extra mark of uniqueness because you're using a range of vocab that others don't. Notice also the first sentence in this body, and this is very important, is your topic sentence. If you are the reader, can you read just this sentence and you have now an idea about what else this person is going to say? Can you feel that? Yes, you can, because this gives you the gist, the idea of what's about to come next. That's what topic sentences intend to do, and this is the #1 rule in any academic writing piece. So the first sentence gives the topic, and now as a reader, the reader should be able to expect what it's going to be about. The whole paragraph later is about the diverse and engaging experience for residents and tourists, which means multiple people. And now here is where we elaborate that. Unlike a theater, amazing comparison. So we're not always just ignoring the other side. We're saying, look, that theater doesn't have this, and we have this. A really good way to say this is unlike a theater. Very good phrasing. You can use it with almost any topic in task 2, which mainly attracts those with an interest in performing arts. So we touched on the other side, that's what the other side does. We're comparing. Good versatile vocabulary because we're comparing. Then we go on with our point. An amusement park caters to people of all ages. So now this is our advantage. Look, unlike the theater just does this, but we do this. We cater to people of all ages. Cater, advanced word. So throughout our explanations, we're keeping the advanced vocab in our head. Children, now here you don't need a connector, and this is something people overdo. You don't need a connector with every sentence. Please don't do that. Every sentence doesn't need it. Sometimes you just need to explain. Build a flow. Children can enjoy playgrounds. Now look, this sentence is the process. This will detail everything that was said earlier. This is how it's done. Children can enjoy playgrounds, teenagers can seek adrenaline-filled rides, and adults can relax in designated leisure areas. Now, there was a risk here. Before I tell you the risk, let me show you once again the process. It talks about what children can do, what teenagers can do, and what adults can do, specifically with their age groups. And this is detailing what? This is detailing the task response, the most common mistake that students make. And this mistake is the reason why really good students who should be scoring 11 or 12 come back home and they get a result 7 or 8 because you have not explained your point. You have to detail the process. How does it happen? If it benefits other age groups, how or why? Explain that. Give some examples. The risk here, though, was this student was creating a list of things. Children can do this, teenagers can do this, adults can do this. CELPIP usually does not like it. IELTS usually does not like it because it could go in it could have a slippery slope. You could say the benefits of eating ice cream are more energy, more calories, more this. And what you end up doing is make a list without really explaining anything. So the good thing the student did is ended the list after 3 things: children, teenagers, and adults. Not much. It's not a big list, but also at the same time with the list, with every age group, he is explaining what they're doing. Children can do this, teenagers can do this, and adults can do this. So we have explanations. It's not a blank list of things. Very nice explanation. At this point, it's really nicely wrapped up. You can end the paragraph here if that's your intention. But if you have words, you have time, you want to add another point. But when you add another point, if you have the same length, it could be tricky. It's nice to have it balanced, but here you already have too many words. So you want to be smart at adding another point. So you can see the student added a point here. Later when we go to body 2, the student did not add another point because the words were running out. This was already too much, and you want to make that decision in the exam if you can add another point or not. There's multiple ways to do this. In this case, you can see the student has done 2 main points, which we will read, and here he has done 1 point. So a total of 3. It's better though to keep it balanced. If you have 2 points here, you should ideally have 2 points in body 2 as well. Or just stick to 1 point here and 1 point here. Okay, but we'll see this little risk the student has taken and if it is worth it. So he says, additionally, very good connector, building up to the flow about the next point, the inclusion of a water park. You know, the words are so beautiful here. Instead of you saying a water park will do this, you're saying the inclusion, good advanced word, of a water park would provide a refreshing escape during hot summers. Refreshing escape, good expressions, good phrasing again, unique as well. And look at what he does here, comma, making it a year-round attraction that fosters community interaction and family bonding. So by doing this comma, you don't need to make another sentence, this will result in, or for example, the benefits are, no. You just put a comma and put an ing, a continuous tense, making it something or having it do this or enabling people to do this based on whatever you are saying, and continue with the reasoning why this is a good idea. So this helps you finish up a point quick. You can see this whole point was just 1 sentence, and it also helps you explain the why and how, the reasoning and rationale behind it, because you say making it a year-round attraction that fosters this and this. So this is the result. This is the benefit of me choosing this option. Really nice explained. Now we see body 2 with a slightly different approach. You have 1 point here, and here there are just too many words on that 1 point, which is why we don't need another point. Also, we want to see if this point is nicely wrapped up. If it's not, I want to do another to explain myself, but if it is, then it's all good. Let's have a look. In much the same way, an amusement park has greater economic potential than a theater. What has the student done again? He has, once again, created a really nice topic sentence. So you mentioned the topic, right away I know what the whole paragraph is going to be about. Now, a well-designed park, by the way, let's pause. Look at the stuff here, well-designed, and throughout you can see it's everywhere. Diverse, engaging, adrenaline-filled. All these adjectives are amazing. You have hyphenated adjectives too, and singular adjectives as well. These are gonna add to your range of vocabulary and brilliant descriptions. Always use adjectives wherever you can. A well-designed park can generate employment, attract tourists, and stimulate local businesses such as this and this. Once again, it's going towards a list, but again, the student is smart, keeping 3 points only in the list. Don't make a list which is too big. Visitors from neighboring cities. Now again, this is the part where he is using another sentence to elaborate on what was said. You could also add something like for example here, but if the flow is good, you don't need a connector. Visitors from neighboring cities may travel specifically, good adverb, make sure to use adverbs as well. For the amusement park, bringing in revenue that benefits the entire community. So what I was saying earlier was I want to see if this point wraps up the idea nicely. And it does. Look at the ending. Once again, the student did this very consciously. You can see this being done twice, comma, ing, to wrap up the whole idea, bringing in revenue that benefits the entire community. So here is the conclusion for you, Mr. Examiner, wrapped up in the final clause of the last sentence. You could do this. You could put a semicolon and you can say, therefore it will result in. That's fine too. You could also put a new sentence entirely, full stop, therefore it will result in, whatever you would like. A few suggestions I'll tell you to keep in mind are, if you have not used a semicolon anywhere else, I want to put it here to just get my mark for advanced punctuation. Secondly, if I did a concluding sentence here, then I will not do it here, just to show the examiner that there's a variety and I can finish my paragraphs any way I want. And in this case, I would probably put a semicolon or do a separate concluding sentence, because when you count the words, there are enough words. You have more time and words to add here. And it's also going to show a variety on how you finish both paragraphs. But even if I don't do it, as I said, this thing is going to get an 11. This little addition would be a bonus. It's not something that will make me lose marks, because at the end of the day, the point has been wrapped up here nicely. And especially this shows me I don't need to do another point because I really explained this very well here if I'm the student. So guys, follow these guidelines for an amazing body paragraph, because all these words here are like 60-70% of your total words. So all your marks will come from here. And if you want to learn these strategies in a more complex, more advanced, and a more structured way, we have hours and hours of lessons of these and all other modules in our CELPIP 15-hour course. Link is in the description. Thanks so much. Talk soon.